Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. Big change to the WWE Championship match at WWE's Crown Jewel show. It's going to be now Samoa Joe going up against AJ Styles for the WWE Championship. Yet once again, we already had a trio of matches, and I honestly can't tell you the last time that I saw Samoa Joe after taking the loss to AJ Styles. It was almost like he just sort of disappeared. But here he is reappearing. They had to sort of come up with an excuse while Daniel Bryan was not going to be at WWE's Crown Jewel. They ended up going with just doing the match on SmackDown. And once AJ did beat Daniel Bryan, we had Samoa Joe come out and just sort of raise hell, beating everybody up and leaving everybody laying, raising that WWE Championship above his head. And that's enough to sort of qualify him to be the new number one contender. Joe is going to be making the trip to Saudi Arabia. He will be having the match against AJ Styles. I can honestly say off the top of my head, they had the matchup at SummerSlam. They had the matchup, I can't remember what the names of the shows are, but I think we've seen this match 3 times already. And although on one of the matches, AJ Styles got the win, but instant replay showed that he did tap out to Samoa Joe locking on that submission, that he should have, been champion. He should have got the win. They ended up having another rematch after that AJ ended up getting the win, and that was supposed to be the end of the story. But now here we are, just filling him in. In my opinion, I thought it would have been awesome to have somebody like Andre Cien Almas be the reason while Daniel Bryan wasn't going to be competing at the Crown Jewel show. He's already had 2 really good matches against AJ Styles. I thought that he would have been a really good sort of filler to have the WWE Championship match. You could have done a title change where he could have done a title change and he could have been the new champion, and it would have been a big deal. It would have been a lot like Edge, cashing in the Money in the Bank for the first time, where Andre Cien Almas is a guy who's been on SmackDown. He's had a lot of really good matches. Anybody who watches SmackDown would take notice that, he is killing it. He's just not getting a lot of wins, a lot like when he was in NXT before he became the NXT champion. And it would have been just sort of a shock to the system. I don't think it would have been a shock quite like Jinder Mahal, because I don't think of people looking at Almas as the same sort of like jobber status that Jinder had before becoming WWE champion and going on the run with the belt against Randy Orton, and before he lost it to AJ, because they didn't want to do Jinder versus Brock at Survivor Series last year. Man, that was a year ago when Jinder Mahal was champion. Wow, that seems like forever ago, honestly, in my mind. But CM Almas, I think winning the title at Crown Jewel would have made that show memorable to the point where people would have been wanting to run to the WWE Network to watch this show, to actually see that title change happen, and be able to say if they saw it instead of just reading about it. But it is what it is. They could have Joe beat AJ. Honestly, in my mind, I don't know if that really makes for a memorable championship win, especially as, Samoa Joe hasn't been WWE champion or Universal champion in WWE. It would be his first time with the belt, and it'd be his 4th time competing for the WWE championship in just a few matter of months since August. So, does it really take 4 times to get the job done? But AJ's got to lose someday sooner than later. I hope that it's just more in a more memorable match that people are going to be wanting to remember the feud going down.